Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cafe. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Crystal Candy. It is great to be back with you to share all the fun and exciting events happening this week.
We are going to start off with some time I spent at the Orlando Museum of Art, taking in all of the goodness there. Take a look. Maureen, it seems like every time I come here, there's something new, but there are some permanent exhibitions here.
Yeah. So we do have traveling exhibitions throughout the year, but we're really proud of our permanent collection that features contemporary art, traditional style paintings, those types of things. We also have a great contemporary graphics exhibition that's on view all the time. Famous prints from artists like Andy Warhol and Lichtenstein, so really famous artists that people know. We also have a great abstract exhibition that features some sculpture and kind of more creative outside the box works. And then we also have a collection of artifacts from the ancient Americas that's on view. So there's really something for everybody at the museum.
When you say something for everybody, I always think about like young artists, and I mean really young, like summer camps and things like that.
Yeah, so throughout the year we offer a lot of great programs for art lovers of all ages. We do our summer camps, winter art camp, and a spring art camp that's available for kids. We also have our annual big events, our fundraisers with Council of 101, Art in Bloom, and then also the Festival of Trees around the holidays, which are great fun for the entire family.
All right, and the thing I know I'm going to ask about, and that is the gift shop.
Yes, oh my gosh, our shop is my favorite. We have free parking, open every day that the museum's open, Tuesday through Sunday. Great collection of just unique gifts, and again, just something for everybody on your list.
Best gift shop ever. No, I'm kidding. So, what else can people expect when they come here? If they've never been here, what other things would you say?
I'd say what we offer is a really unique experience. You know, it's not too much, it's not overwhelming. There's just enough to kind of feed that artistic side of everybody, and it's really approachable and just easy to appreciate what we have here.
Maureen, thank you so much. Make sure that you take advantage of the Orlando Museum of Art because it makes living in Orlando one of the best things ever. And stop by the gift shop on your way.
Seriously.
I'm not getting a commission for
all
that. It's really, really good gift shop. I'm telling you, if you go, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I'm in.
Seriously. Well, if you're planning to eat a big Thanksgiving meal, you may want a little exercise beforehand for a good cause. The 34th annual Seniors First Turkey Trot 5K is happening on November 23rd at Lake Eola. Join over 4,000 runners, joggers, and walkers as they meet bright and early Thanksgiving morning to participate in this race to end senior hunger. Costumes are welcome, and you may find yourself running alongside pilgrims, turkeys, or even Santa himself. Day of registration begins at 6:30 a.m., and you can get more details at seniorsfirstinc.org.
Claire and the Chocolate Nutcracker is back with its soulful, bold, and colorful rendition of the holiday classic. Take a journey with Claire through her enchanting dream as she travels the world to the kingdom of toys with the Chocolate Nutcracker and the Sugar Plum Fairy. The adventure begins at Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts on November 25th at 7 p.m. Go to drphillipscenter.org for tickets.
The 6th annual Fusion Fest takes place on November 26th and 27th in the Senef Arts Plaza in front of Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. Fusion Fest draws people from over 110 different cultures to experience music, dance, food, visual arts, spoken word, games, and interactive activities. You can enjoy an international marketplace, a fashion design contest, country meetups, and much more. Go to fusionfest.org for more information.
The Morse Museum of American Art in Winter Park presents a Thanksgiving weekend celebration with free admission on November 24th through the 26th. The Morse Museum houses the world's most comprehensive collection of works by Louis Comfort Tiffany, including the artist and designer's jewelry, pottery, paintings, art glass, leaded glass lamps, and windows. You can get more information at morsemuseum.org.
Tucked away in the historic, quaint little town of Gotha is a wonderful experience for those of you who love the outdoors and love plants and love just really being with nature. It's called Kneeling Gardens. And Angela Withers is here. She is the president of the board there to tell us about the whole thing. What is Kneeling Gardens and what is it all about?
Kneeling Gardens, we like to think, is sort of one of the magical little not well-known places in Orange County. But we're gradually becoming better known, and we want to become more so. It was the historic home and garden of Dr. Henry Kneeling, who was from Wisconsin, and he bought the property in 1886 because a friend who was traveling down in Florida told him that a Mr. Hempel was creating this little, what he called a German colony in the wilds of what became known as Gotha. And this was something. Dr. Kneeling was curator of the Milwaukee Museum. He was an ornithologist, amongst other things, but he loved tropical plants. And this friend said this would be a place you could grow them year-round instead of in a greenhouse up in the cold. So he bought the property sight unseen, about 40 acres originally, came down in 1886, and from then on every winter would come down and spend time there introducing plants, experimenting with plants. He was an extraordinary plantsman. And this garden of his, and he had 30 or 40 acres originally, it became a mecca for travelers in the early part of the 20th century. People who'd never seen these fabulous tropical plants and caladiums. He's known as the father of caladiums. He was growing all of these on this site. But the story was lost because he died in 1929. And the wonderful house, he actually moving his family down. He decided in 1901 to move his family down and actually move to Florida. And so there are wonderful stories about the house. The house is special. The 6 acres that we have remaining are wonderfully natural. So there's so many things I could share with you about it. We really want people to come see it because it's different. We're not trying to be a Lou Gardens. That's wonderful. That has its place. We want to be an exploration garden. Because what we discovered when we bought the property, Dr. Kneeling died in 1929, then it was bought by Julian and Maggie Nally, who were passionate about the work Dr. Kneeling had done, and ran it as a sort of commercial nursery. Then for a number of years, they both died in 1978, within a few months of each other, had no children, so the property was subdivided. But they kept the 6 acres with the wonderful old house on it because everybody knew this was important, and it goes from Hempel Avenue down to the lake. So then it was rescued by the Bashardis, who lived they lived in Windermere at the time. He was an architect, loved the old house. Barbara was a passionate gardener. So they did a lot of work on it, and then Howard died, and Barbara couldn't maintain it. It became completely overgrown, but she wanted it saved. And so the Henry Kneeling Society was formed at the end, right around 1999. The group started figuring out how can we save the property. She needed the money to leave. And eventually we got it at the end of 2009. And when you come and visit us, you need to know that when we bought it 13 years ago, our nonprofit, it took a machete to get around the property. Really? It was completely overgrown. Kudzu and air potato and cat's claw begonia and running bamboo. But here was this wonderful old house and a wonderful story and still amazing plants all in amongst us. And we said, we can make this work.
You know, you mentioned the tropical plants. How does it differ from other botanical locations in Central Florida?
Well, it's a mix, and when I say tropical, there are some more subtropical, is a little bit more appropriate. People would talk about coming and seeing his tropical plants, and some of them are. Caladiums, for example, are technically tropical, but they do brilliantly in Central Florida. So the main thing that is going to be different from other gardens is that we have left it very natural, because as we uncovered, instead of coming in and saying, oh, we're going to recreate, we gradually uncovered, and that was partly because we had no options. Right. We didn't have the money to come in. was the best thing. Sometimes not having the money at the beginning is a really good thing, because as we cleared the vines and uncovered, we found all these amazing things. And then these wonderful old trees, the canopy, the huge tree canopy, and the things we found underneath, we were then able to keep them and supplement and bring back the things that he was growing that haven't survived. But also, we want it to be a place where people discover nature and discover gardens and say, wow, look at that. That's what happens when this grows here. When a tree falls down, we keep a lot of the fallen logs, and then we all watch the amazing fungi, and we put bromeliads on them, or we hang orchids. But you're seeing the cycle of life. You're seeing the natural progression of things. And that's where we're different. We don't just move out the flowers when they're dead. We trim them back.
And from those humble beginnings, are there now signature events that happen that people can come and engage with Nearling Garden?
We do, and those are fun. We've got one coming up, but we do about 3 a year, essentially, and one in the spring that's more of a morning caladium event, caladiums, canvases, and coffee, and we'll have artists painting the gardens and music and coffee and goodies and usually some mimosas and things too, to make it fun. And then in the fall, we've got one coming up now, it's called Owl Prowl, and sort of fall themed, but that is our main sort of fundraiser. But we again have artists painting, because artists just love the place, because it's different. It's not the usual, here are some beautiful flowers, here's some this, it's discovery. And so they love and find their little area. So we again have live music, we have wine. It's an art and wine wander, and you can wander through the gardens. And we also have owls, because the Avian Reconditioning Centre bring us some of their rehabilitated owls, and our own owls, who we have lots of them. They get a little bit territorial and they'll hang out and go, So we have to put the visiting owls under a canopy so that they don't feel too threatened by the owls, you know. But it's a delightful event, and you can chat to the artists and sample beer and nibbles and, you know, taste the food. So that's fun. Holiday event in December is our community event, and that is a Saturday right before the holidays, and we have nature-themed vendors, we have activities for the children. The wonderful old house is all decorated, and we usually have Santa and an elf usually helps him on the front porch, and families can come and have their photographs taken.
Very nice. Well, Angela, thank you so much. And if you haven't been to Nearling Gardens, it is in Gotha, and it is a wonderful experience for people who love nature, who love plants, and who really love the outdoors, and want something that's really unique in Central Florida. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, thank you. It has been a pleasure, Clarence. So we appreciate it. We welcome everyone. Just go to our website first, because we're not open all the time because we don't have enough staffing yet. It's just we volunteers mostly.
Great. So check out the website
first.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
The Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra presents its orchestral holiday concert, Home for the Holidays, on November 25th. The concert is a perfect way to ring in your holiday season with friends and family while you enjoy holiday favorite songs, singers, and a few surprises. The concert takes place at Steinmetz Hall inside the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. Go to drphillipscenter.org for tickets and showtimes.
The 1946 holiday classic film, It's a Wonderful Life, is being shown at the Garden Theater on November 28th at 7 p.m. The movie tells the story of George Bailey, a kind-hearted man who becomes disillusioned with life. However, his guardian angel, Clarence, intervenes to show George what life would have been like if he had never been born. The film is a heartwarming exploration of the value of kindness, community, and the importance of every individual's existence. For tickets, go to gardentheater.org.
Christmas in the Park is being held at the Morse Museum of American Art in Winter Park on November 30th. Each year, the Morse Museum helps launch the holiday season when it lights up Tiffany windows in Central Park and presents the Bach Festival Choir and Brass Ensemble in concert. This year is the 45th annual celebration of Christmas in the Park, and the festivities begin at 6:15 p.m. and you can go to morsemuseum.org for more information.
In a perfect world, every senior would be loved and cared for, but the reality is the holidays can be a lonely time for seniors. Each year, Seniors First collects $20 Walmart and Publix gift cards to distribute to clients in time for the holidays so they can select the gift of their choice. Their goal this year is to distribute 1,400 cards. You can donate online and their elves will purchase the cards for you. You may also drop off or mail gift cards to their office now through December 1st. Go to seniorsfirstinc.org to donate or get their physical address. By the way, Clarence, I did not realize that you were the namesake of the angel in It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
Hello.
Have you ever seen that movie?
It's been a very long time, but I have to tell you, my oldest son keeps telling me, Mom, you need to see it again. And
Yeah.
this might be a really great opportunity.
When I've seen it the second time, I was kind of like shocked that it's actually a holiday movie and children watch that because it's not very kid friendly.
Deep.
Yes.
It's deep.
Well, that wraps up this week of events. And if you have one that you'd like to share with us for next month, send us an email at cafe@ocfl.net. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Crystal Candy. Remember to join us next week to see what's new and exciting in your community.